Am I live? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you hear the game? Am I really... Is anybody still here? I understand that I'm a little bit late. I can explain. Believe it or not... oh, is my microphone on? I didn't even check. It looks like it is on my end. Can you hear me? I should say what had happened was not my internet service provider for once. My internet, I think, is doing okay. No. What had happened was my issue was primarily with my Nintendo Switch library. So, good news, exciting news. I am now the proud owner of a Nintendo Switch 2, and I can play Mario Kart World. Yay. The crazy news, though, is that, Nintendo, they're very protective of their IPs, so they have their own system for doing everything. Honestly, all the video game companies have their own systems for how they do games across systems now. What is difficult for me as a fucking dork who's got way too many Nintendo Switch systems? I have a Nintendo Switch OLED model. I have my original Nintendo Switch that my boyfriend gave me way back in college. I now have a Nintendo Switch 2. I have 3 different Nintendo Switch Lites. So I have 6 different Nintendo Switch systems, and quite frankly, Nintendo doesn't really like when you own more than 2 systems, because you can only have 2 Nintendo Switches, like, registered and linked with each other at a given time, and then even between those 2 systems, now they do their virtual game card thing, and it's like... You can only have your video games on one system at a time, and with the way that the virtual game card thing is working, all of my different Nintendo Switch systems all have like different video games all on different systems, and it's all really fucking confusing to me. Me as the consumer, I wish more than anything, like... I get why Nintendo's like, no, dog, you can't just put it on every single system you get, because obviously that's how scammers would work. They would just sell out their Nintendo accounts and then let people start downloading. I don't know what the solution is, but like, Nintendo, you're a big giant company. Can't you figure out a way where people like me, we can have our games on all of our systems? Just have it on all of our systems and not have to do this weird virtual swapping around thing. Because what had happened then is, shit, now the internet's going out. Oh, fuck me. Of course. This is wonderful. Let me see if that'll fix itself in a hot second or two. Am I still here? I understand it's really obnoxious to own that many Switches, but it's just, I don't know. It sort of happened on me. Then it's built up over the course of like 7 years. I think it's not asking too much. All right, let me check in on this really quick. I'm stressing a lot. Okay, are we good? Are we gonna be okay? Is it glitching? I hate everything. Well, we're already running late. Okay, yeah, no, it's glitching. Is it glitching for you guys? I'm getting terrible internet droppage. I am stressing about my internet. Okay, everything. Why not let everything go wrong? Let me do a quick little speed test. See what's going on here. Are we gonna be okay? The fuck? The fuck? This always happens to me. So far, the internet seems fine. I am not getting very good speeds. I did get into a fight with my internet service provider recently. Oh, yeah, no, things are looking bad. Well, shit. Okay, creeping back up. Heyo! We're trying again. I hate my life. Well, while I wait and see if this has decided to work for me or against me, the beautiful thing about the internet, let's talk about it. So, you guys know that I have to use 5G home internet because the only wired connection that the building I live in accepts is Spectrum. And Spectrum, we've been through the dog shit with Spectrum. Don't know what their issue is. They cannot get me internet service. So I've been using T-Mobile's 5G, which used to work a lot better, I feel like, for the last year or so. But then for the last several months, my internet connection is just nonstop fucking spotty. And so I called the people at T-Mobile and I was like, hey, this isn't working. And when I try to explain to them that, like, something's not working here, they try to, like, just shut me up. And they're just basically like, listen, we don't even advertise that we give you reliable internet speeds because it's 5G, it's all like wireless, and it prioritizes phone calls. And I was like, no, you don't. I don't think you understand. I'm not complaining about, like, not getting the fastest, most premium internet ever. My streams, they can run, like, when I run my internet speed tests, my internet upload speed, I only need it to be running at, like, 4 megabytes a second or anything higher than that. We're golden. They're like that's all that I fucking need out of you guys. But I'm getting like 0.02. So it's like it's non-existent, and then I get a little bit, and then it drops off to nothing again. And nobody can really give me a satisfactory explanation as to why that's happening. But it appears that the problem must be with my own computer. Because the internet service providers, they're like, on our end, it looks like you're getting fantastic speeds. I don't know what the fucking problem is. And like, my router says that I'm good. And let's acknowledge the inconsistency. My phone seems to operate a lot better than my computer does too. You know what's so fucking frustrating to me? It's the fact that I, as a consumer who streams on the internet daily, I am willing to buy literally the most expensive internet service package you want to offer me. I'm literally shouting from the rooftops, dear people who do internet, I will buy your most expensive products. I will give you all of the money if you can give me reliable internet. And somehow, there's not anybody in the fucking internet world that's like, oh yes, we will take your money and give you the best internet service product. I'm sitting here begging, pleading, being like, I'll buy it, I'll pay it, somebody get me set up, and it just doesn't seem to work out. And maybe the problem is my computer, but like, then I'm kind of pissed too, because it's an expensive computer that I bought, and it's only a year old, well, maybe 2 years old, and I bought an expensive computer for the sake of being able to handle streams. And now I'm being told, well, maybe your computer is doing something weird where it just can't run the internet. And I'm like, I'm a fucking idiot, okay? I didn't build the computer. I don't know how the computers work. Why was I charged? Like, this was I want to say like a $1,500 computer, which is on the pricier end of computers, I think. So, like, why can't it fucking run the internet? What does that even mean? It seems like we might be okay now. So maybe we're okay, possibly, perchance. Maybe I need to become a homeowner. You can't get fiber optics. No, I don't own the property. The only people who I guess have the capacity to make decisions about, like, running service lines or something into the building, that's the owners of this property, this whole establishment. Oh, nope, we're going again. See, I also keep in mind I'm stalling because we very well might just be canceling today's stream. I don't know what you guys are seeing on my end, but I'm seeing that I'm dropping 50% of my frames, and I'm seeing my internet jumping around literally everywhere. There's no stability happening on my end at all. I'm jumping up to a stable connection, falling down into like nothing, jumping back up. So I don't know how stable it's coming across to you guys, but it's really fucking stressing me out. I don't like seeing it jump around like that. Fuck. And every time I think, oh, maybe it's gonna stay stable, it never does. It never does. Why would it? God, I hate it here. Okay. Maybe we're gonna be okay. I know how inconsistent the service with home internet can be through mobile ISPs. Yes, like, I wish I could just plug me in, baby. Get me a plug. Maybe that's why I need to move. All right. We're going to try. We're going to see how it goes. Okay. Judge, take it away. Well, let's try to do something productive today. I think I have to talk to that bitch who did the coroner's examination, Dr. Scythe. That's where we're at right now. I'm going to try to talk to her. We're going to see how it goes. All right, Judge. The grounds on which each... Oh, I have to switch the jury. That's right. The entire jury also decided I was guilty. You know what? I'm having a bad day. I didn't realize it was just going to be more bad news in the video game on top of the bad news in my life. Jurors' contentions. Okay.
I've known that woman for years. She'd never be an accomplice to anything.
It's utter nonsense to think those two would ever be conniving with one another.
Oh dear, this is most troubling. But surely the waxwork the man stole has nothing to do with the coroner, is it?
I've had my own problems with members of the police. I do not trust them much.
I've seen no rigorous proof that this waxwork was ever inside the birdcage. It's conjecture. I guess if someone without right evidence says he's not a proper job, and I can!
Why is she allowed in the court? You can't have children be jurors. You can't make children do jury duty. That's child labor. I think.
Somewhat unsurprisingly, it seems the introduction of this waxwork model to the proceedings has polarized opinion.
Given that its face is obscured, and its build in no way resembles that of the victim. What do you mean in no way? We all have generic video game male bodies that are built to perfection and perfectly lean and probably super muscular underneath our clothes. I can only applaud my learned friend's temerity at suggesting it as Mr. Assman's body double. Yeah, the applause is deafening. And I know it seems extraordinary, but that's the whole point here. That's why I have a strong feeling it's actually a greater clue than anyone yet realizes.
What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo?
I can't explain why at the moment, but I feel as though there's a specific reason why it was used. Why it had to be this model, in particular.
Really? A reason why nothing else would do? Well, what do you think?
I don't know. I'm still working on that part. But I am convinced it's something far more significant than whether or not the model looked like the victim.
Well, if that's the case, we must prevent the trial from ending prematurely at all costs.
Well, yeah, that is thoroughly my plan, Susato-san. I have to find a way out of this.
If you're ready, Counsel, you may proceed with the summation examination.
Yes, right away, Your Honor. Thank you. I appreciate that. Jury examination. Let's see why all these fuckers hate me and if I can, rip them a new one. Oh my god, I forgot I have, like, no lives left either. My credibility is fucking shot. Okay, that's fine. Can I press everything safely? That's what I might have to do here. You've known this woman for years. Doesn't that make you biased? Isn't the jury supposed to be unbiased? Isn't the whole point of having a jury that you're not supposed to have personal connections to the people involved with the crimes? Am I the idiot here? That's for sure like a thing. The order of things seems to have changed around here for some reason.
I'm a copper, lad. It's a copper's discretion to bend the rules sometimes when needs must.
No. I don't think that's correct.
What's wrong with that?
Oh god, he's got a gun. Okay, well that's fine. Where do I start? It's a letter, Lisa.
I've been working at the yard for 40 odd years.
Oh, that's even more than I thought. That's more than I've been alive.
We've only had a metropolitan police service in town for 70 years, as you know. Of course, times have changed. The public didn't trust coppers back when I started. It was rough. We had to fight crime, and we had to win the public's trust as well. And when we did, forensic science was in its infancy too, even more than it is now. And she spearheaded the revolution.
Dr. Scythe, you mean?
That's right. About 10 years ago now it was, when I was still a youngish bobby on the beat. That's when she started making a name for herself as a top-class coroner. And now look at her, head of the forensic investigation team. And a woman, no less. Well, you won't hear me complain. It's what we all dreamt back then, I tell you.
Would you mind, like, talking to me without the gun wafting around in the air?
We were all out to uphold justice, lad. Full of him. We were full of him.
I don't even know what Vim is. I just don't want to be full of bullets. It's coming across loud and clear. Great, that was a big old waste of time. Utter nonsense to think those two would ever be conniving with one another. Why is it utter nonsense? Who's got something relevant to say? Surely the waxwork the man stole has nothing to do with the coroner. Alright, fine. I'm gonna press everything. We might as well take this slow. But we're only just starting to understand this case! Maybe if I keep pressing, one of these jurors will piss off another one, and we'll get to dig into that. What are you reading, by the way?
The man behind those
New juror, my bad. The man behind those murders on the Solar Pond Street was caught 2 days flat. That's real policing for you. That's also not relevant to what we're discussing at all. Can we stay focused here? You're wrong there, Sonny. Because it was Dr. Scythe in charge of examining the bodies. And it was evidence arising from her work that led to the arrest of the scoundrel responsible. Oh. That's right. Oh, that woman is at the forefront of this country's fight against crime. The idea that she's somehow involved in this murky business is a load of old tosh. Yeah, but if she's like forging and fabricating evidence, then of course she's always gonna get convictions. I thought it was up to me to press the jurors, not the other way around. Alright, let's press this woman. Why would you assume that?
Well, quite simply because that unsettling swindler has no relationship with the woman, does he?
True. As it stands, we don't know of any connection.
Oh gosh, but it would be delightfully romantic if they were somehow to have a mutual interest in the waxwork.
Romantic? Girl, what are... What is this nonsense? It's because women read porn.
A woman of society such as myself views everything in terms of relationships, you know.
Yeah, right. Okay. You would do well in the webtoon world. Well, you learn something new every day, even if you don't always want to.
One might wonder about a possible relationship between the defendant and this coroner woman.
I'm actually gay. I have a gay boyfriend. Do you like yaoi? Do you want to read some boys' love?
Or perhaps between the defendant and the handsome prosecutors.
Oh my god, she does! She loves yaoi, canonically confirmed! Oh, she's a boys' love manga reading woman, she is! Wow! Okay, well, let me tell you all about Kazuma, actually. He was my boyfriend. He died, but I think he might still be alive, and we might get back together. So we got really... The prosecution, also a very handsome man, but I have a betrothed. I am spoken for. This woman, she may be more astute than I've been giving her credit for. Oh my god, Ryunosuke thinks he's handsome too. Wait a second. He's literally like, wait a second, she's picking up that I think that he's handsome? How very astute of her. How very progressive of her. I love this. Good for us. Okay, sorry.
If that's the woman's stance, then perhaps demonstrating some connection between the waxwork and Dr. Scythe would be enough.
I agree. As soon as we have even a whiff of a connection, she'll be the first to know. Alright, she's my favorite juror now. Alright, you've had your own problems with the police. Do you want to tell me about those? Do you want to have a conversation about it? What sort of problems? Let's just say we've run into each other on numerous occasions while I've been performing on the street. Right, I see. Illegal street performances. Obviously, artists such as myself cannot appear on stage as we work in close proximity to our audiences. So we perform our great magic in parks, on street corners, and the like. But the police use any excuse to make our lives difficult. There we go. All right, yeah, you're a copper swinging your gun around. Jesus fucking Christ, do you got a problem with that? How do I do this? Pursue?
Excuse me.
Excusey. He's talking real shit about you. How does that make you feel? Do you have something to say in response to that, Mr. Ottermole?
Who are you calling a mass murderer?
Well, no, what? Listen, I fear that we might be having a miscommunication. I got confused because I heard, I called him the wrong name. I don't really know what his name is, but Ottermole was not the correct name, I don't think. I heard you looked like Mr. Ottermole, so I just gotta... All you white people, you all look fucking identical, what can I say?
I don't look anything like that, man. You want to be locked up, Sonny?
Thanks, Mr. Sholmes. Perhaps maybe we should just move on here, actually. I was really wondering if you had something you wanted to add in response to what juror number 3 just said. And clearly you do.
Back in my day, back in the good old days, it wasn't like this.
What was it like, sir?
We worked our fingers to the bone and earned the public's trust, we did. And by Jove, we earned it! People respected us back then.
Well, yeah, we don't have cameras to find all of your wrongdoings. Respected you? Humph.
No one would have called a coroner into question in them days.
Right. So you liked the good old days when people in power were, like, ruled with an iron fist and nobody could question their authority. I see.
A coroner's report was the hallmark of an investigation done right. Especially when Dr. Courtney Stevens put her name to it.
That is not her name. I know I might offensively forget your name because you're a man and I don't care about men. But I remember women names, and her name was Dr. Scythe, like the shing, the Grim Reaper thing.
She was the best of the best, and the Apple's force.
Whoa. Pause. Hang on. What are you talking about? Who's Courtney Stevens?
Ah, sorry. Got a bit carried away there.
Stevens is Dr. Scythe's maiden name. She's married? She has a daughter. You can have a daughter without being married. I know many a women who... Never mind. Her maiden name? So that was before she was married.
Of course, yes, silly me, it's Scythe now, isn't it?
Stevens. I'm sure I've seen that name somewhere recently. Son of a bitch, I don't remember. Let me relook at all of my evidence. Contract between Assman and Drebber. Is there anything about Stevens in here? Drebber. Oh, actually, have I read this at all? The investor, Mr. Adi Assman, hereby enters into the contract with the provider, Mr. Enoch Drebber, to fund labor and materials for the construction of a super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine. Mr. Drebber is to receive 30% of all remunerations from government grants or other income. Mr. Drebber may only uphold this right on condition that both contracting parties are alive. Cool. So somebody named Stevens? Condemned prisoner, redacted for confidentiality, pseudonym the professor, death by hanging, Courtney Stevens. Okay, so she was, in fact, a single woman, a maiden, if you will, at the time of this whole professor thing. That's the relevant piece. I got it. Okay.
Anyway, the point is that those were the great days of policing. Not like now.
I'm sorry to interrupt, sir. But do you think you could change your statement to include that name?
Well, yeah, I don't see why not.
She was Courtney Stevens back when I knew her, of course. A legendary coroner even then. Do I have evidence that would disprove something like that? I don't understand. It seems to be relevant to bring up. She was legendary, was she?
What did you say?
Oh, sorry, I'm just thinking out loud here because I'm kind of stuck and don't know what to do.
That woman is still the best coroner in the land, head of the forensic investigation team.
Well, you used the word legendary in your description. That wasn't my word, that was your word.
Rubbish. That word never passed my lips. I'd never describe anybody that way ever, not if they were still in the game.
Alright, Jesus, it's like talking to fucking Donald Trump in here. My God. Well, I think the point that you're trying to make is that Dr. Scythe is an extremely talented coroner. Would that be fair?
It would. If it weren't for the fact that you're trying to drag that legendary woman's reputation through the mud.
I guess we're just gonna gloss over that one this time, yeah. Pretend we didn't hear it. Okay, well maybe his new statement contradicts with another statement? The waxwork the man stole has nothing to do with the coroner. Okay, well hang on. Now we might be getting somewhere. Because the waxwork is the professor. And the professor is who the woman, Courtney, Courtney Stevens, examines the professor. The head of the Professor Waxwork that was stolen from the museum. Nothing to do with the coroner. I think I understand what to do. But every time I think I understand what to do, I'm always fucking wrong. Generally, what we want to do is we want to pit jurors against each other. And what I have here, what I have figured out, what I've put, the puzzle pieces that I've connected together is that we've got a man who's calling her Courtney Stevens, that connects her to the professor, and we have this woman saying, I don't think she's related to the professor in any way whatsoever. I believe they have no connection. Well, if I pit you against him, right? No rigorous proof that the waxwork was ever inside the birdcage. I don't think that's relevant. I think this is what we want to do. Pit her again. She was Courtney Stevens, a legendary coroner. And then it is my hope that if I pit these people together, they're going to be like, what are you talking about? And I will be given the opportunity to present the evidence that I have of Courtney Stevens' name on the coronary report, the death report for the professor. This is how it's playing out in my brain of how it's all going to work together. But yeah, you're probably right. Maybe I should save, because God, when am I ever right about these things? Okay, fine. We'll do it. Save your progress, because you're probably gonna be wrong as shit. Even though I feel like I'm right. Okay. Save.
Objection.
These two statements clearly contradict each other, and that's not a very specific. I don't think I did it right. Good gracious. To whose statements do you refer, counsel? I am begging you to give some specific information. So, juror number 2. Ah, goodness me. What can I do for you? I presume that you heard what juror number 6 said in his statement. It's brought to light the maiden name of the coroner, Dr. Scythe. Yes! Fuck! I did it! I'm like a real lawyer. Which in turn has revealed a connection that wasn't apparent before. Well, naturally. As a woman of society, I find such connections and relationships irresistible. Oh yeah, a very astute woman. We'll get back to your yaoi fetish a little bit later. But oh, Collie, I'm afraid I failed to see what you mean. Dr. Scythe's maiden name is Stevens. And through that name, the coroner is very definitively linked to the waxwork of the killer. The defense has evidence to prove it.
My goodness! Evidence, you say? How utterly enthralling.
Counsel, the court cannot overlook this last remark. I very much hope there is substance to your claim.
Oh, there is. I already know what it is. Of course, my lord. I would ask the court to look at this. The evidence that clearly links Dr. Scythe to the mass murderer known as the Professor. Bring it out, boys. Let's do this.
Take that!
I have here a certain autopsy report from 10 years ago.
A 10-year-old autopsy report? What relevance does that have?
It is, of course, the autopsy of the person portrayed in the waxwork. The killer known as the Professor. Yeah, grunt harder for me, babe.
The professor's... But this man was a capital offender, so...
That's right. This is the certification of death that was drawn up after the convict's execution. The identity of the killer was never made public, so the report gives few details. But what's important is the name of the coroner who wrote it. Courtney Stevens.
Oh my! Courtney Stevens?
Strike a light!
It appears that the professor's autopsy was conducted by Dr. Scythe 10 years ago. And a few days ago, Mr. Drebber very deliberately stole the waxwork of the professor from Madame Tussbell's. A waxwork that doesn't in fact resemble the victim, Mr. Assman, at all.
And do you suppose there's some unsavory relationship between those events?
Absolutely I do. I'm sure of it. There's no doubt in my mind that the professor case is at the heart of a link that we've yet to uncover. Between Dr. Courtney Scythe and Mr. Enoch Drebber! I really thought dramatic music was gonna start there.
Hidden links? Mysterious connections? Secret relationships? This is almost extraordinary. We're surely obliged now to explore this further.
Hell yeah! That's my Yowie queen! Good job. Proud of you.
Quite right. We can't let this trial come to an end now. Not while there's this cloud of suspicion hanging over the yard's best coroner. It wasn't like this in my day, but we're still here to uphold justice in the end.
Yeah, alright, thanks. Appreciate it. Okay, nice. It's the professor. That's what links the frightful swindler and the coroner. Okay, wait. I'm not done here? I have to do more? Shit. That's what links the frightful swindler and the coroner. Okay.
Hold it!
So, does that mean that her statement now contradicts with this man's statement? Oh, this is the same, actually. Okay. Sorry. Let me think this through. Carefully. Alright, she's updated. Frightful swindler and the coroner. It's utter nonsense to think they'd ever be conniving with one another. Just to be safe, let's keep going. Do I really care what you have to say? Do I really have anything to care about what you say? Or you? Oh, oopsies. I know it seems a little far-fetched to think that the waxwork model of the professor was in the birdcage, but on the other hand, it explains a lot.
If there really is a reason why that particular waxwork had to be used in Mr. Assman's double, we have to do everything we can to make the jurors understand it.
The truth is, I'm sure that's the key to this, but it's the most puzzling part.
In that case, you should see what additional information you can glean whilst trying to change the jurors' minds. If you can read a book whilst eating a rice cracker, Mr. Naruhodo, I'm sure you can do this.
Is that a thing that I do? I don't know. Okay, but yeah, so we want to pick apart... If a yard coroner's under suspicion, then we're not done here yet. Okay, clearly. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So actually... You now have the most interesting statement. Let me press this. But you claimed the whole instantaneous kinesis demonstration was a trick.
That I did. But there's more than one way to pull a rabbit out of a hat, isn't there?
I'm sorry?
I grant you, given this cage appeared from amidst an explosion, there'd have been no need to use a real person. But if a waxwork had been used, the culprit could at least have the decency to make it look like the victim.
I'm not sure exactly how much criminals are governed by decency.
The point is, if you're gonna make a claim about that waxwork being inside the birdcage, you need to give us some evidence. Without that, it's not science.
I do suppose we should expect nothing less than a logical argument from a fellow of the Royal Society. But that perhaps means his mind could be changed if we manage to present suitable evidence.
Evidence that the Professor Waxwork was inside the birdcage. Can I produce that or not?
Give me 1 second to think about that.
Evidence that the waxwork was inside the birdcage. Metal screwdriver. The birdcage itself crashed down with the victim. No damage. Is there anything I can look at inside of the birdcage that might help me? Anything new? Damage at the base, but other than that, I don't. Like, is there any wax left inside of it? No. Okay, that's fine. Well, what about the head? Is there anything I can examine on the head? Not without the key. The key is the big mystery here that I need unlocked. Small fragment. Very unusual and thick glass. Oh, wait a second. Okay, small fragment of glass found in the folds of the clothing of the professor in the waxwork. It would appear to be from the Crystal Tower, which is what the birdcage went through, no less. This piece of glass is almost as thick as it is wide.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like it.
If you were to compare it to a human, only Mr. Sholmes has such thick skin.
There's really no need for such a comparison, Mr. Naruhodo.
Right, okay, but it's from the Crystal Tower. That's what's important. Okay. And the birdcage is what crashed into the... I think it's the piece of broken glass. I think I have evidence. Actually, I have something I'd like you to see, sir.
Oh? I must warn you, I firmly believe it's only wise to trust men in white coats.
Dave Abler, hello!
So given your jet black outfit, I don't mind admitting to a sense of trepidation here.
Oh, so you don't trust people in black. How right on brand of you. I do have some evidence that proves the waxwork was inside the birdcage, namely this piece of glass.
Take that! What's that? A piece of glass? Though it's unusually thick for glass.
Exactly. It's a piece of broken glass that we found inside the jacket on the waxwork. As you say, it's not ordinary glass, though. It's very thick, and clearly made for extra strength. Much like the special glass that was developed for the construction of the Crystal Tower.
The Crystal Tower? Holy smoke!
Exactly. The centerpiece of the great exhibition where the very incident that we're talking about took place. On the day in question, the birdcage fell from above and smashed through a window of that special glass.
From whence this small piece originated, is that it?
Precisely. So, what do you say to that, Doctor Scientist? Now that clear evidence in support of the assertion has been placed before you.
Well, as I said, I only trust men in white coats as a rule. However, when the reasoning is sound, it's fair to say Kalur shouldn't come into it.
Oh, wow, I just solved racism.
In light of what you've shown me here, yes, I feel obliged to change my position on the matter.
Also, this man himself is wearing a lot of black.
In that case, juror number 4, you will amend your statement now, please.
Okay, we're getting closer. The presence of that piece of glass leaves me in little doubt that the waxwork was indeed inside the birdcage. Great. Love it. So does that mean that I can pit him against this dumb idiot now? Accusing someone without evidence. That's not a proper job. I won't have it. I feel like that's the new angle here. I've got new statements that can contradict, I think. I'm gonna save because you never know what's gonna go wrong here, but I've got someone who's saying that there's evidence and I've got someone who's saying that there's not evidence, so I think I can cross them against each other. I'm gonna pit you against you.
Objection!
Those two statements clearly contradict each other. Again.
Good gracious, to whose statements do you refer, counsel?
If you could just put down your corn for a moment, juror number 5.
Oh, you mean me?
You've pointed out that it's wrong to make an accusation without evidence. But the accusation that the waxwork model was inside the second birdcage on the day in question is not without supporting evidence, as the defense demonstrated to the juror sitting right beside you.
Is that right? I'm making corn.
Why is she here? Alright, listen. Would it be fair to say that you didn't follow the argument?
I don't really understand much about anything. I just really like corn cobs, if I'm being real honest.
Of course. Great. No, love it. Okay, listen, I don't want to be offensive, but like, are people still inbreeding at this period of time?
What?
Sorry.
If I could interject here.
Oh, please, by all means, interject away.
Now that this assertion of yours about the waxwork has been backed up by some solid evidence, it would be wrong of me as a man of science to not pursue the matter further.
Oh, great. Okay, fantastic. We're even. Even Steven.
Oh, well, I guess if everyone else is doing it, I'll do it too. I'm gonna put my weight in the corn and I'm gonna eat corn. I'm smart and brainy, so you must be. See, I like corn.
'Cause country girls make do. Rubbing my pussy, ooh, goody, goody. Oh, fuck. I hate that that TikTok song is now stuck in my head, but also, it's AI, so it's slop and we have to hate it. But like, damn it, I do listen to it. Success! I did it!
Thank you, counsel, that will do. As a result of the summation examination, the jury's overall leaning has changed. 2 jurors now call guilty against 4 who call not guilty. Accordingly, the court has failed to reach a consensus at this time. And therefore, the trial must continue.
We did it!
Ah! Well done, Mr. Naruhodo. Another wonderful victory.
Hell yeah!
A waxwork of the despicable professor used as a body double for the victim in this quite extraordinary case. I must say it's extremely hard to believe the assertion could possibly be true. However, it would appear that it does at least warrant further investigation.
It's the waxwork of the professor that links Mr. Drebber and Dr. Scythe. And I'm convinced that there's a special significance to that link.
I don't know what you're hoping to prove, lad. I really don't.
The truth, sir, by using evidence and testimony.
If the court is to delve deeper into this alleged involvement of the waxwork in this case, then the prosecution calls for the owner of the model to be summoned as a witness.
The owner?
Madam Tuspels. I thought we were calling Dr. Scythe. I really thought that Lord Von Zeeks would object to this whole line of inquiry.
Very well, I concur. Make arrangements for Madam Tuspels to appear as a witness with immediate effect.
Okay. Listen carefully, my learned friend. Oh, yeah? Well, what's up? You should know that you're on the brink of opening Pandora's box. Is that a threat?
The court shall now adjourn for 45 minutes. During that time, the prosecution will summon the new witness and prepare her for taking the stand.
Madam Tuspels, yes. I shall see to it at once, my lord.
Very well, court dismissed.
Did we get a to be? We did a to be continued. Wow, boys, we did it. Oh, I really made up for some lost time there because of internet and being late to stream. I promise, I promise I will do my very best to be on time for tomorrow's stream. 7 o'clock Eastern time. We'll try to be on time. And oh, the trial part 3. Damn, I didn't realize that this was a 3-parter. Okay, sick. Okay, well, surely if it's a 3-parter, that means that the part 3 has got to be the end of it, right? So we must be getting close. Probably. So we'll see how close we are, and if we can wrap this case this week, maybe. I would certainly hope so. So yeah, if you guys could please leave a like on the stream, the engagement is super helpful. I will be back tomorrow on time at 7 o'clock Eastern time, and we will talk to Madame Tussbells about the waxwork thing. That's how it's gonna go. Maybe she'll have the key to open its face. That'd be nice. All right, boys, until then, toodles!